yes, the act of walking up and opening does a little bit give your power away. A little bit, but there are so many ways to mitigate it. And again, the idea is that afterwards you're going to do so many good things it's going to work, right? Like let's say that you can open successfully and get yourself into a good conversation 90% of the time and 10% you get blown out. Well, if you open 10 girls, you just got 9 new girlfriends that you wouldn't have gotten as the super high value man that you would have wasted if you didn't approach. So that's kind of the trade-off. Approaching and closing are the two parts of game that suck the most, right? If you could do game in a way where you don't have to open and don't have to close, then you could actually be the like truly high value guy at all points, right? But what's the trade-off? The trade-off is if you don't open, that hot girl that was at the cafe doesn't get to talk to you, and the girl walking on the street doesn't get to talk to you, and the girl that was next to you on the airplane doesn't get to talk to you. Maybe the airplane one, maybe you just get lucky and accident into a conversation. But for the most part, you're not going to get to talk to those girls, right? So from a practical standpoint, you're right that when you open, you are losing a tiny bit of value. Fair. But fortunately, you don't have to be anywhere near perfect to sleep with a girl, right? How many guys are out there in the world that have less game than the guys in this room and are sleeping with girls? Lots, right? Like almost everybody, right? And so the threshold for sleeping with a girl is here. The threshold for being a perfect guy is here, okay? When you open, you ding your value by like this much maybe. It also depends, I'll get into this, it depends how you open, because there are ways that you open that don't, or that do it less, right? But you ding your value this much, but not so much that she won't talk to you. And then from that moment on, every single thing you do is an honest signal of high value. And your value is growing. And you wouldn't have been able to do any of that if you didn't get your foot in the door. And so that's just the trade-off. The trade-off is you lose a tiny bit of value on the open, yes, but you get your foot in the door for 10 minutes of conversation where you're going to be amazing. And that 10 minutes buys you an hour, and then you're good to go, right? And so that's the trade-off. But you're right. You're right that the truly highest value guy in the world would not have to do a cold open because he would just have girls coming to him. Right, and I have clients who actually have that. Right, I have some of my higher end clients. I'm gonna go work with a client in Europe in a couple weeks, and he literally has a party that I'm gonna go wing him at, where he's gonna have 100 models at the party. Fun for me, right? Fun for him as well. And that's his lifestyle. But even for him, he was already obviously doing well, and he's actually a very attractive, cool guy as well. But learning to approach and get the skill set actually helps him in that environment as well. And also, he now can actually meet a girl outside of that environment too, right? But yeah, does he have an advantage when he has the girls literally coming to his party versus when he walks up to them cold? Yeah, absolutely. But when we did a program and nobody knew him because he was in a foreign country and he wasn't famous and he wasn't rich or whatever, did he sleep with like multiple girls over the 3 days of the program? Yes, also, right? And so is it absolutely ideal? No. Is it still absolutely incredible? Yes. Right? And so that's just the trade-off. There also are ways that you can open that are giving your value away more or less. All right? So contrast these openers. The first opener, hey, excuse me, you're really cute. I just had to meet you. You're just like the most beautiful girl I've met in a week. Right? How much value lost?
A lot.
Quite a lot. Like you're putting her very strongly on a pedestal. Right? Versus, what the fuck was that look you just gave me? Seriously? How much value was lost?
Not much.
Little, maybe none. Maybe none, right? Now, unfortunately, that second one, well, it doesn't technically require that she gave you a look, but it helps, right? Or if she's doing some sort of thing like, oh my God, I'm going to pretend I didn't just see that. Like there were no witnesses, you're good, you're fine, right? How much value lost there? Almost none, right? If not even maybe value gained because you're making fun of her, okay? So there are ways to open that don't give as much value away, right? Which brings us to another contradiction in game, which isn't even what you guys asked as a question, but it's a really good topic, so I'm just going to talk about it, which is direct versus indirect game, okay? So the first opener that gave a lot of value away, that was a very direct opener, right? You can also open indirect. All these other openers that I said didn't give your value away as much happen to be indirect openers, right? There's also another way to not give your value away as much, which is a semi-direct or a push-pull opener, right? So it contrasts these two. I'll do this again on you. First one, again, is the, hey, you're so cute, I want to meet you, that one I did before. Second one is, hey, you're cute, but there's something about you that's a little off. I can't quite place it, right? Giving away a lot less value. Also much more intriguing, right? Much more she wants to know, right? Especially for a hot girl that's validated a lot. Oh, another guy telling me I'm hot, whatever, don't care. Guy saying there's something off about me, wait, say that again, what the fuck, right? And you're actually going to get a response as well. So that's another way in opening you can be more efficient, let's just say. There is a benefit to getting to the point, letting the girl know what the interaction is about, and there is a benefit to being man to woman, right? And so being direct on the open does achieve these things. And the question though is at what risk, right? So if you are a guy who struggles with these things, if you have sets where you talk to the girl and it's platonic and it ends with nice to meet you a lot, for you, going direct probably is the right thing to do, right? If you're not man to woman enough in your interactions, going direct and just making sure from the start that it's man to woman is probably a wise strategy, right? And if you find that you run out of time before getting to the point early, whether it be right on the open or soon after, probably is a good strategy. And that one, by the way, is probably a good strategy for everyone, right? And this is why I often recommend, if you're a beginner at game, and specifically if you're a beginner at game and you struggle with making it man to woman, then a direct open makes a lot of sense, or could make a lot of sense, right? Because you solve your biggest sticking point right on the open. And the trade-off is this. You'll get a higher percentage of girls saying, I have a boyfriend, or immediately not saying, oh, not interested. But the ones that do respond and engage in a conversation with you are now engaging in conversation, knowing what it's about, having that premise already set, and that's going to make things a lot easier for you, right? So I actually do recommend a direct or direct-ish or somewhat direct style of opener for beginners. Now, even there are improvements, okay? Contrast, hey, you're really pretty, I want to meet you, to, hey, I love your look. I think it's very cool, right? So I went just from very direct to semi-direct. I'm still indicating some interest. It's still based on the fact that I opened and the fact that I'm saying something positive about her. It's still implied strongly that it might be man to woman, but it's not so obvious. I'm not giving as much power away, right? Or how about say you're direct open, but then give it a tease or a challenge or a push-pull afterwards. So maybe, hey, excuse me, you're absolutely fucking adorable, but I just have to make sure you're not fucking crazy, okay? There you go. Now you have the push-pull, and now it's not just completely giving your power away. So these are different formats that are still just better than direct. But if you are a beginner, direct, even the most pure power giving away direct, might still be better than indirect, okay? One of the most indirect forms of opening that I've ever seen is what's called the opinion opener. And this, a lot of you guys might not know about. This is an opening style we used in like 2002 to 2004 a lot. The idea here, and this is actually really useful for very difficult approaches. Let's say you're going to approach a group of guys and girls mixed while they're sitting down at dinner, right? A direct approach there probably isn't going to fly very well. You need to get into a conversation in a way that's a little more accidental. So in this case, the opinion opener could be great. Like you walk by like you're kind of invested, kind of not invested, like kind of about to leave. Hey guys, I need your opinion on something real fast, right? Got to go in a minute. So all these false time constraints, not in a hurry. All right. Who do you guys think lies more, men or women? And there's a reason why I ask, right? And now they give their feedback on it, and now you're into a conversation. Have you been man to woman in this conversation? No. You have not picked a target, you have not shown interest, but you're now in a conversation with the group. And if you know what you're doing within the platform of that conversation, you can now create the teasing, right? So if I was going to say you're the target, for example, hey, I need your opinion, who lies more, men or women? You wait your turn. I can tell you want to jump in? No, you just keep it to yourself, right? And I start teasing the one that I'm interested in, right? Or even, a lot of times what I might do is before I even deliver it, hey guys, I need your opinion. Oh wait, you and I are not going to get along. But what I have to ask you guys as a group is, right? So I'm setting the tone, I'm starting the teasing, but it's separate from the baseline conversation, right? So there are ways to make it man to woman. There are ways to tease and start creating drama with the girl you're interested in that do not involve giving your power away.